Got a little delayed listening to music. That happens sometimes. Hello, everyone. All right, so here's the deal. Tried to do this video yesterday, wasn't quite feeling it, and my internet just cut out of nowhere. So it kind of killed the stream halfway through. And in a way, that's kind of a good thing, 'cause that means I get a take two on this. I have an excuse for a take two, and we're gonna do that. Only got the one Hovind video from over the tail end of the week last week because Friday Kent debated Joe, the Kentucky atheist. Um, yeah, there's a lot to say about how Kent has slid down even further. This man thinks stars are solid. He said that multiple times. So that's just one thing of many throughout the course of that debate, which was fine on Joe's side. He held him to the fire. But Kent and I hate to say the moderation team and the like, the channel it was actually happening on, weren't as good with Kent as they needed to be. And Kent himself is clearly losing it. But, you know, until he keeps on, until he finally stops doing what he does, we're going to continue following him. But enough preamble. Let's get to this. Actually, let me share screen first. That's always key. And, you know, much like Hovind, I have to say everything I'm doing. So Alt-DV, don't pay attention to the browser history. Yeah, we're going to hit this. Evolution is the dumbest and most dangerous religion in the world, where he has, you know, that 500 freaking times is the title of every other open mic. Go figure. So again, this is only Thursday's open mic. That's all we're going to cover now. But let's get to it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention for the first like minute the audio is shot. There is no audio from Kent. Jump ahead a hair. And it should kick in out of nowhere. Come on, Harvard.
More.
There we go. It took a minute 10 seconds for Joseph to fix the audio. Real quality tech guy you got there, Kent.
No, okay, that's what we're trying to do here. Or if you want to come visit, if you want a cabin, you got to call extension 5 for Titus to see if there's cabins open. Okay, you can help us stay open for.
You know, Seth, you say film at 11, but it's 9:20 here. It's 10:20 for you. It is only 11 o'clock in the people in the furthest eastern reaches of Canada. Yeah, Joseph still being a tech god, I see. Isn't it crazy while writing a lesson plan on a rainy Sunday? I wish it would rain around here. Surprise, surprise, no audio. Yeah, it starts off great. So yesterday, we got about halfway through before all my tech issues happened, and oh man, it was just starting to get good because Kent is a salty motherfucker in this one. It was not beat around the bush. This man would be a god to the Romans, the amount of salt he is carrying. Now, there's a ridiculous educated man's joke. Let's continue.
Free here for 9 years now. We've done that. Join our 777 club. See, I like this, what they're doing. I'm going to donate $1 a day or whatever you can. Doesn't matter. I don't check it. Don't want to check it. Don't want to know.
Translation, I micromanage the hell out of that shit.
You want to help? Great. If not, get out of the way. We're going to do it anyway. We're going to serve God, okay? So you can help join our any gift. Ernie said he used to cry. He'd open the mail. There were many gifts from other countries, foreign poverty-stricken countries, where the people would give, 8 cents or 9 cents, or that's all they could do.
I call complete bullshit on that. The sheer cost of getting some kind of mail from, Bosnia to the U.S. would cost more than the donation is worth. So, I mean, at that point, what's the point? Also, Kent, if they're poverty stricken, how do they have the I just gotta think about it. How are they interacting with your content? You're talking back to the VHS and early DVD days. How are they watching this content, Kent? I think they have more important things to do than sit down around their nice TV and VCR in a country that the way you're portraying it implies, excuse me, that it's a 10-mile trek just to get clean water. I think they got bigger priorities.
Praise God. Like when the widow dropped in the two mites, Jesus said, she gave more than all of them. Yeah, okay. DrDino.com, open for 9 years. Krabby is coming together good. The world's largest horseshoe.
Wouldn't it be Krabby is coming together well? Yeah, real great English teacher there. Hey, by the way, and Deviant, since you're in the chat, I may need you to share that link. Always remember, since Hovind's done grifted for money, super chats, super thanks are welcome. But the best way you can help anything out right now is that little QR code up in the corner. Scan that, take you to a page regarding the big move project that Ambush Apostate, Seth, and I have going on. That'll get your money to the most important thing the quickest, because this is something that we're definitely going to make happen, but any help is always appreciated. It takes some of the edge off. Let's continue as he talks about and shows the pathetic state of Krabby.
Crab has moved from Ohio to Lenox, Alabama. And Josh, you're doing an amazing job putting that thing together. Where'd Josh go? Yeah, he walked in here a minute ago.
Yeah, he got away from you.
All the pieces, some of them had to be sawed in half because they were too big for the trailer. It's going to be a royal pain to put together. So if you do fiberglass work, come on down, help us out. There it is as of an hour ago. Krabby going together. You might have a mother.
Look at that. Look at the state of that. Just ripped to shreds. He's proud of this. He's literally got random parts of fiberglass just propped up with boards. Kent, this is pathetic. Even for you.
Law you like to name it after. If you help put it together, we might let you have it.
Oh, and let's not ignore the misogyny again. Oh, the mother-in-law.
Okay. Как сказать mother-in-law по-русски, brother?
Mr. thinks he knows Russian.
Oh, Georgia? Okay. The winner tonight, by the way, Strawberry Dave.
And look, he has a winner tonight thing like this is a whacking atheist, but it's not. Be coherent, Kent.
Dave Farina, Professor Dave, he calls himself. He's not a professor anywhere, never has been. He thinks he's related to a strawberry. He told me so. Dave, I want you to know this.
Yes. Last night, Austin did a stream that clearly Joseph was handling the tech for without Austin's knowledge, because the stream was not cooperating with him, which made no sense at 2:30 in the morning for things not to be working. But I'm no tech expert. I'm not Joseph. Yeah, Austin Sims did put a video that talks about Kent's clearly how Kent does not know algebra, was not a teacher in that subject to any degree. Because you watch it, he'll be able to explain it better than I can. I suck at math, but I admit it.
Morning for breakfast, I ate your grandpa. Yeah. Okay. So this stupid family tree that they teach, that the duck and the camel.
Yeah, there you go. There's the link. There's the link right there. Thank you, Deviant. Knew you'd come in with that. You got everything handy and ready. Backup. I need my backup from Sweden.
Are related is dumb. You evolution believers think it's right to make all students be forced to learn that the duck is related to the camel and the butterfly and the turtle.
All life is related, Kent. It's not our fault you can't comprehend that. It's incredibly beautiful. But, you know, genocidal egomaniac making a dust man and rib woman, that makes more sense.
You believe that's fair and honest, don't you? You think we know it's true. That's called stupid. The whole chart's stupid, okay? You can't.
Also, Kent, humans, the biological default is female. Male is effectively an abnormality. Like, you have to have certain stuff turned on to be male. Turned on. Otherwise, the default is female. In fact, it's not even the Y chromosome as much as it is a gene, a particular trigger expressed on the Y chromosome, apparently, which can be triggered in other at other points on XX. Genetics is crazy like that. Gender and sexuality are crazy like that, almost as if it's something with some variance to it. Certainly wasn't designed, or if it was designed, it was designed by someone who really, really just likes to throw wild cards in there. My point, Kent, is that we default to female, and male is actually an abnormality off of the female baseline. How does that work with your Dustman and Ribwoman concepts? Why did Adam have nipples? Or did he have nipples? Did he not have nipples? Can you explain? You're all into all kinds of reproduction with animals and shit. You know, you're obsessed with it. I think you're gonna bring up what animals are pregnant later. Yeah, you do when you talk to Big Bad Mama. Spoiler, Creationist Crybaby. Spoiler alert, we get some Creationist Crybaby in here. Everyone celebrate. But yeah, Kent, why don't you explain the process to me, please? I really want to know.
Fix stupid. Remember the Three Stooges? Anybody old enough to remember the Three Stooges?
Also, old man discovers memes.
I loved them as a kid. Okay. This chart of the layers being different ages is stupid. How can the dirt layers be different ages, guys? Where did it come from? Every speck of dirt on the planet is the same age. Every speck, whether 6,000.
Chris from Ricket Talk says, have you ever seen a fiberglass crab produce a non-fiberglass crab? I don't think so. Hovind, got him.
Or 6 trillion. That's a different argument. Every speck of dirt's the same age. Is it coming from outer space? Where did it come from? Is the Earth like?
Nah, God's too busy helping somebody find their car keys and helping some stupid team win the stupid bowl this year. Next year. I don't know.
A big apple that they dip in the caramel once in a while and add a new layer? You guys don't get it. Every speck.
Only person who doesn't get it is you, Kent. It's been explained to you in intricate detail. You're just blatantly lying. There's no other way around it. You get it. You just lie. Because this is one of your talking points that you have to have. This is the pacifier for the Kent
Speck of
Hovind.
dirt's the same age. You can't fix stupid. Maybe you can. That would do it, wouldn't it?
Ah, yes. Such a loving person. Such a very caring. Hey, Kent, last I checked, you couldn't even have a firearm, you know, with your convictions and the like. And I'm sure you do, because I'm sure you totally give a flying fuck about obeying, you know, firearms ownerships for felons and the like. Yeah, just, real touching there. Real nice. I mean, yeah, that's a meme. Yeah, that is very dumb to do. At the same rate, it's probably damn well staged, because one that could easily be a BB gun. Some of those can look perfectly like a real firearm too. If the chamber is known clear, if you've checked that thing to the umpth degree, while you still should never do that, you know, if you're gonna stage a photo, I mean, hell, any number of things, Kent. I'm thinking too hard on it. Gotta conserve my energy for when this gets really stupid, people. But I just, sometimes you just fixate on where they decide to fixate as a point, and it's like, well, hang on a second. This is completely insignificant, but I'm going to overanalyze it. AKA, I'm probably on the spectrum. Moving on.
Okay. I like that one. You can't fix stupid. Anyway, even with duct tape. So most of my shows are about the Bible or debunking the stupid evolution religion, but once in a while you have to swat flies. That can be so annoying. Paul Enns, who calls himself a Canadian YouTuber.
As if Canada isn't real. He calls himself a Canadian YouTuber. No, he is a YouTuber who is from Canada. So he is Canadian and he is a YouTuber. Therefore, he is a Canadian YouTuber. Jess is also a Canadian YouTuber. The channel Rerez, Lewis and his friends, they are Canadians. That is a Canadian YouTube channel. Also, I fucking love Rerez. Oh, great channel. Great channel. I got a lot of videos I need to catch up on. But it's one of the few gaming channels I still actually like. Just can't. Come on.
Is that a job? Okay.
Yeah. Some people work pretty damn hard on creating content. Is actor a job? Is preacher a job? Just sitting in some building all day, spouting off random shit all the time on Rumble through Restream like you do? Is that a job? See, I do this as a hobby. I have fun with this and make some shekels on the side. You rely on this. So yeah, is being a piece of shit a job, Kent? Because it is as much a job as being a YouTuber is. You've proven that.
decided to use a cartoon face to improve his looks.
Says the guy who had the infamous drawing of the story where, Marlissa says, "Oh, isn't that circular reasoning? Dating the rocks by the fossils and the fossils by the rocks?" Where he's like got a chiseled like 1950s football star, artistic physique going on. Like, yeah, sure got him. While the scientist looks like a dopey cartoon. It's like, come the fuck on, Kent. As you would say, you hypocrite.
Did it work? I don't know. You'd be the judge. He's a former Mennonite who left the faith in 2015 after discovering contradictions between his beliefs and what he thought was scientific evidence. Paul, I can fix all that if you listen.
I love how he didn't read the whole Shannon Q thing. I know he had used that slide before recently, but he thinks Kent is a little jealous that not only does no one in Kent's life look that good, but also he is so desperately single right now. Even his hands aren't talking to him.
Decided to make many videos about me, and I think last time I talked, I said, "Paul, thanks for the publicity. I appreciate that." He decided to destroy Kent Hovind and keep people from visiting Dinosaur Adventureland. Hide your kids. Dinosaur Adventureland.
Hide your kids. They ruining everybody at DAL. You gonna get hurt, lied to, possibly made to disappear. Who knows what happens at DAL? Allegedly.
Scandal.
I mean, it's not a safe place. It isn't like you're just gonna, seriously go there and statistically you're gonna live, but I don't trust anything at the place.
Wow, Scandal Land. He said, I don't know if he said it or not, but there's a rumor going around, they kill people out there. There are skeletons. Have you heard that rumor, Joseph? Well,
no, the guy you sit there and spend all your time with, your fifth wife, Joseph, totally hasn't ever heard the skeleton rumor. You only bring it up every single time you've got to defend your mud pit called Dinosaur Adventureland.
Let's see. They're spreading the rumor that DAL is unsafe because we kill people. There are skeletons out there. We have one against a tree. Her name is Anorexia. Guys, look at me. It's plastic. It's part of a joke. Okay. Nobody's been getting killed out here. One little boy drowned with a dad right there with him in the lake in 3 feet of water. No.
Yep. From a guy who's supposed to have been lifeguard for 15 years because he did everything for 15 years. Were you a woman for 15 years too, Kent? I mean, you say you did everything. Fuck. I apologize if that one was off base. I don't know. That's just what came to mind, but fuck, it derailed the whole stream. Well, it was a fun stream while it lasted. This video is cursed. Click. No. If you were so good at saving lives, at being a lifeguard, at understanding swimming, the cautions that should be taken when enjoying water, you would have had things set up better. You would have made sure this kind of situation, or done your best to make it where the situation couldn't have happened. And it seems like you did everything in your power to allow such to happen by not giving a fuck.
Not sure why or how, but just apparently knocked himself out on.
Yep, the expert who was a lifeguard doesn't know how.
The deck. It's nobody's fault. The dad's not blaming anybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why do you say these silly rumors about us? Okay. You shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. You don't go in, and you don't let other people go in either. So let me get to his former Mennonite. Let's see. Here it is.
There was the AJ frame for a second. Oh yeah, we're gonna have fair warning. If you don't like Big Bang Theory, you're gonna hear Big Bang Theory music a couple of times. Apparently, it's not getting flagged by YouTube systems, so I don't have to go through hassle of muting stuff. But it's in Paul's video, so it is what it is.
Here's Paul. No, it ends. I forgot his name already.
Name doesn't matter. You just obsess over doxing people because that's the best you can do.
Let me get back there. Kind of a low priority with me. Okay, anyway, we'll let him babble here. There. Nope.
You seriously gonna bring back that 2-liter? I mean, it's still gonna be good, but you seriously gonna bring it back? That's gonna be nuts. I wonder if this is the one that fell too when I originally was coming out, because one fell and I was like, we're not going to open that one. It's probably the one that's still like a bomb waiting to happen.
Guess I had the wrong one. There. Okay. Now I got to shut the background off. 1 minute here, folks. Technical problems.
No, just a Hovind problem.
There. Oh, well, I guess it plays in the background. Okay.
Maybe you know, or maybe you are, the kind of Christian who asks this question.
What is your explanation for the beginning of time, space, and matter out of nothing?
And maybe you invoke the name of Stephen Hawking to back up the claim.
He said almost everyone now believes that the universe and time itself had a beginning at the Big Bang. That space, time, and matter literally had a beginning out of nothing.
But Professor Hawking admitted no such thing, and believed no such thing. Our particular instantiation of space-time began at the Big Bang, but not matter. The matter and energy already existed in a singularity.
You already said matter and energy already existed. Space-time did not exist, but matter and energy did.
Yeah, your point.
In a singularity.
Yeah.
Paul, where was this?
Everywhere and nowhere.
If space wasn't invented,
Space isn't an invention, it's a concept.
how did you have matter and energy when there was no space or time?
You just do, Kent. It's actually not that hard a concept. It's one of those brute fact kind of things.
When did this exist?
All time and no time?
What came before time was created, Paul?
Nonsensical question.
You guys have one of the dumbest religions in the world.
Not a religion.
You believe all the matter in the universe fit in a dot smaller than an atom.
Matter and energy are the same thing, and energy has no quantifiable space and spatial dimensions. It's a property. If in reality, everything's just effects on different fields. So you tell me the limits on how much you can distort a particular field, especially if it's got no real spatial dimensions. Where's the limits of distorting? I know this requires you to use your brain. It's very abstract thinking, Kent, but yeah.
I hope you guys don't drive on the highway. You guys are really, really dumb to
Yes, we're the dumb ones, Kent.
believe such a thing. But he just says it's true. He's like the Pope, Pope Dan. Oh, the Pope said it's got to be true.
Nope, it's not true because somebody said it, Kent. It's true because the statement is verifiable. The understanding, the math, the concept is verifiable with third-party research. You wish to reverse everything because, again, such dogmatic statements coming from one particular person, like you, Mr. Hovind, is how everything operates in your twisted view of how reality should be.
They say space-time wasn't there, but matter and energy was. Let me go back and play that again. Here's what he says right here.
Matter and energy already existed in a singularity.
This one's got to be read. From Tubian, the turkeys are hopped up on Mr. Damn it. Let me try again. The turkeys are hopped up on Dr. Thunder, and they'll go where they want because they're turkeys. Turkey, turkey, turkey. I told y'all the backstory of that, right? That before I started filming, I was watching the turkeys, and they heard me because I was commenting out loud, like thinking out loud, like, oh, that's so cool. And they heard me, so they'd fluff up their wings and look all big and intimidating. And that's the reason why I say the turkeys are going where they want. What you gonna do about it is them, fluffing up. But I got quiet when I started recording, so they never, they didn't do the fluff up again. So you missed that half of the the story, the origin behind turkey, turkey, turkey. So if you don't know, now you know.
Time began at the Big Bang, but not matter. The matter and energy already existed in a singularity.
Matter and energy already existed in a singularity. Making a statement like that, A, is stupid, is B, it's not scientific, okay? There's no possible way you could know such a thing. Why do you guys make statements like that?
Yeah, Seth, I wish I had the energy to just be able to pop boom, 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 boom. But at a point when I get the opportunity to do more pre-recorded content, more concise edited stuff, i.e. once we get the place, yeah, totally going to be a lot more of that.
There's only two choices. Somebody made this universe, or it made itself. And you want so badly to not believe God did it, you'll take anything other than God did it, won't you? Even something as...
Yeah, the anorexia joke is extremely distasteful. Like, I will give this in that I want to believe there is a message being put there about the risks associated with the issue and how, it can kill. But if that was an intentional message, it is not is not delivered in any kind of reasonable way. However, of course, knowing Hovind, it is not an attempt at a clever message, and instead is just a thin woman joke. Because again, Hovind is a misogynistic piece of shit. Hence why I asked earlier, have you been a woman for 15 years, Kent? Then you might you might actually understand it. Makes sense to me.
stupid as saying space-time didn't exist, but matter and energy was in a singularity.
Well, one can argue space-time existed within that singularity, so you have a one-dimensional point which consists of all of reality. Space-time is there. In fact, that's what I roll with, that space-time as we know it certainly didn't exist because there were no dimensions, an X, Y, Z axis, time flow, etc. were not things because everything was condensed, but it was technically there. It's just my take. It doesn't actually change anything. It's more a matter of how I describe stuff.
What exactly is a singularity? Where can I buy one? How much do they cost?
Boy, from the guy who was supposed to have taught high school science, math, physics, and all that stuff, who doesn't understand what a singularity is, it's pretty straightforward, Kent. I don't feel I need to explain to my audience. I think they are more than adequately educated to understand this in ways beyond anything you ever could. However, if anyone wants some details, I'd be happy to elaborate.
And how heavy are they? And how much space do they take up?
How heavy are they? Theoretically, infinitely heavy. How much space do they take up? Effectively none. If you understood at all, you wouldn't be asking these questions.
How did this singularity hold all that matter? All the energy? You're telling how much energy have all the stars burned up in the last 13.772 billion years, Paul? That's a lot of, the sun's burning a lot of energy. All that energy was in that dot.
Stars don't burn, Kent.
That was one really hot dot.
Yes, probably at the Planck temperature, the maximum temperature that can effectively be achieved. That's what I roll with.
And heavy. I don't know how you guys can breathe and eat and think and sleep.
Yes, Mr. Can't do Jack Diddley shit himself. Acting like there's no way we can function. You'd think if Kent had taught math, science, and stuff, all this, all the way he says he did, singularities would be one of the most fascinating concepts to him. But of course, he is too stupid to grasp the magic of it. He refuses to actually to have a sense of wonder, to question reality in a way of like, I want to know more. Because of course his answer to everything is God did it. Doesn't care how, unless it's something he can manipulate to try to prove his God. If your deity was so evident, Kent, there wouldn't need to be apologetics for it. It would just be evident.
Was in a hot, dense state.
Professor Hawking did put forth a new no-boundary proposal, describing the beginning in terms of a time-free wave function. Asking what came before the Big Bang is meaningless, he said.
Asking where God came from is meaningless too. See, God is outside.
Yeah, Chad is kind of a support group. It's a place to hang out, a place to have fun, all while we do this. That's in a sense what it is. I do these streams because we have like a central focus with Hovind's ass, and that might trigger conversation, trigger thought that flows into into the chat organically, such as the anorexia discussion. Anorexia is fucking horrible. I've never suffered it. I don't know anyone who has suffered it directly. Like, never had a friend who had to fight with it. So I only know what I've picked up from, what I've picked up. Never going to downplay that. And Hovind's a piece of shit for that joke. I will stress that again. But yeah, this place is it's kind of a group therapy. You can be yourself here. Please be yourself here.
Of time, space, and matter. The question, where did God come from, has 4 words that don't apply. Where involves space. God's already everywhere.
So the universe can't just already be everywhere. The universe can't just exist.
If he's already everywhere at the same time, then he doesn't have to come from.
If the universe is already everywhere at once and nowhere at the same time, it doesn't have to come from anywhere. It just is.
Anywhere. And from also involves a distance or space. Where did involves time. God's not locked in time. We're the ones that are stuck.
The universe isn't locked in time. Time is a property of the universe.
Stuck in time. How many of you have ever wished you could go back just 5 seconds to undo the dumb thing you just did? Lord, just please give me 5 seconds. No. God's not locked in time. He's right now standing at your funeral. He sees the beginning from the end. He sees it all at the same time.
Which means free will is a complete lie.
It's like if you're in a raft going down the Colorado River through Grand Canyon.
Here we go. The guy in the walkie-talkie.
It twists and turns back and forth.
Kent is like a kid when they learn a new word and they always have to use it. He came up with this fresh new, idiom, new analogy, and he's just got to use it every day.
And back and forth. You can only see ahead a little bit and behind a little bit, but you're stuck you got to go with the flow. If there's a helicopter up above you that you can communicate with a walkie-talkie or a cell phone, that'd be great. He could tell you, stay to the right, stay to the left. He can see what's coming up ahead. See, we've got a God who knows what's coming. He's already there. And you can.
Does he know I'm about to do this? Y'all know the gesture I just did. Y'all know the direction it's pointed. And then let me tilt it towards the clown on screen.
Communicate with God and say, God, what should I do? I say, do this. You sure, Lord? Yep, trust me. Do that. Just do it, okay? So you think, you and Stephen Hawking, who knows better now?
Don't ask questions. Just consume Jesus and then wait for further Jesus.
Now, think that asking what came before the Big Bang is meaningless. See, you don't want people to even question your stupid religion, do you? Don't even ask the question, kids.
Please question it, but your questions better make sense, because if you're trying to tread over nonsensical garbage, we're going to call you out on it.
It's a meaningless question. It's not an answer. It's not a way to get out of it. Where did time and space come from? Where did matter come from?
Where did God come from? You say it's a meaningless question, then you go and ask the question. That's meaningless.
From where did energy come from? You guys avoid this like the plague. And the whole rest of your theory is meaningless until you conquer that one. Where did matter come from? You want to start with the living things and tell us how it evolved. Even that is stupid, what you teach on that.
Yeah, because that's all evolution covers. It is a biological process.
But even that, it's missing the main part of your religion. Where did matter come from? Where did space come from? Where did energy come from? Oh, it was just there. It was just there. Don't look behind the curtain, boys.
Where did God come from? It was just there. Don't look behind the curtain. You might see a naked priest doing something unspeakable.
Girl. Okay, go ahead.
Said, because there is no notion of time available to refer to. No boundary model versus singularity model remains hotly debated in cosmology, but neither proposal suggests that the universe came from nothing.
The universe came from nothing.
No model proposes the universe came from nothing. You can't even parse a complete sentence.
Paul, you have a religion. Why can't you guys admit it? You can believe that if you want. I don't care what you believe, but don't call it science and don't make all of us pay to have that taught to all the kids in school. It's stupid. You believe it if you want. Go start a private school. Go start a compound.
Thank you, Deviant.
Like Jim Jones and teach everybody. You're stupid.
Wait. It just brought up Jim Jones. Hang on.
Don't call it science and don't make all of us pay to have that taught to all the kids in school. It's stupid. You believe it if you want. Go start a private school. Go start a compound like Jim Jones and teach everybody.
I didn't catch that yesterday. Holy shit. Go start a compound and teach Hello, Kent. Hello, Hovind. Going back to future reference there for you. Bruh, that's exactly what you fucking did. You start your little compound and teach people a bunch of bullshit. Remember, you're fuck, what's the word? It starts with a P. You're a pariah in your own fucking subgroup. Other creationists, young earth creationists don't like you. You run a fucking cult compound. Pot, here's kettle.
You're stupid. Big Bang Theory.
It is the Christian creation narrative that is from nothing, or
And yes, I apologize for the sometimes perceived racial connotations of pot, meat, kettle analogies. None of that is intended.
ex nihilo. Don't let them trap you with their unscientific understanding and trick questions.
Oh, so we can't ask questions about God creating everything from
And yeah, there is no post production. These are all live productions, just like what I do. But shit, I mean, you know, I'm handling it all, baby.
nothing, but you can say it's science. You hypocrite. Paul, call for another debate, please. 855 Big Dino, extension 4. Joseph, book him.
Call my number and book them instead of me going through and doing any effort at all to get these debates that I want so goddamn badly, because I'm a lazy chicken shit piece of shit named Ken Hovind with my fellow companion chicken shit boyfriend Joseph. Which is fine, you know, you do what you want to, Kent, but you know, I've got to stress that every single time. It's just me thinks you protest too much, and yet, yeah.
I'll debate you. Paul, if you're watching tonight's call-in show.
Like anyone watches you. No one with any kind of life actively watches you. Hovind thinks YouTubers and stuff just sit there and wait for him to stream, pop in and be like, oh man, I gotta see what Hovind's doing today. Can't wait to do my video on Hovind. Yeah, no one does that, Kent. No one at all. If they do, they're a fucking loser. Let's continue.
Call in. Tell me why you would want everybody to believe that stupid idea that all the matter and energy fit in a dot smaller than nothing. Why on earth would you think that is science? Okay, take some questions here. Joseph, let me get back to my, there we go. There. Okay, sorry if I missed the answer. Why don't we find fossilized animals today? Well, I think we do find animals that are fossilized, but we don't see it happening today. Certainly not.
Dog walker. Yeah. God definitely has a cock and balls, and he's probably hung like a goddamn ant.
It could happen theoretically under.
I mean, given all the stuff that's supposed to be attributed to God, you know they're compensating for not having anything. Motherfuckers probably got a truck that's lifted clear to Mount Everest, you know?
Volcanic lava flow or mud flow or something. But the fact, I don't know if anybody's ever seen it happen. I believe all the fossils we're finding today are from, nearly all of them, are from Noah's flood. 44.
Yeah, good point that always needs to be brought back up. Chris from Rickatalk says, by make all of us pay, that actually is just those of us with real jobs that pay our taxes. Yep. You know, it's like, I think it's pretty cool that my tax dollars have gone towards F-22s and F-35s. But at the same rate, I'd love to have universal health care. So, you know, like I always say, there should be a case of voting where your money actually goes. That'd be an interesting concept, because then that would force the government's hand on stuff. Of course, I always say all my money's gone into the space program, but at this stage, everything's gone into paying for elongated muskrats bullshit, so can't even go say it went there anymore.
100 years ago. Okay, let's see. They hate it when you call it a religion too. That's why I do it. I like to poke them. It's a stupid religion, guys.
No, it's just objectively wrong. Just, it is.
Which is fine. But don't call it science. You're polluting science with your religious belief. Science is knowledge. We know cows produce cows. We know that. We see it. We do not know that cows are related to monkeys and potatoes and bananas, like you guys have on your stupid chart. We don't know that. You can believe that if you want, but that's not part of science. Let me get the, right here. Oh, F. Too many things.
Yeah, Paul doesn't do debate things. So yeah, they've never debated. But Kent thinks he's debated everybody.
Open at once. Joseph, you do that all the time, don't you? Open 40 things at once? Yeah, okay.
I open 100 things at once because I'm Ken Hovind. I got important stuff to do. Meanwhile, it's weird if I have more than 5 tabs open.
Okay, next question. I am watching Puerto Rico. Buenos tardes, Luis. Okay, let's see. I want to show you folks that they do believe we came from nothing. Watch.
Okay, Kent. I mean, you do you, man. It's your show.
Cosmic evolution, the Big Bang.
You know, you're just going to say the exact same shit you've constantly said. Good news is, Creationist Crybaby shows up here in just like a minute.
This poster they show for the kids at school is nothing but a propaganda poster. It's not science. That nothing exploded and made everything.
Yeah, those giant crosses outside of Bellevue Baptist Church, they don't represent God stuff. They're just propaganda posters, Kent. Big old propaganda signs. Seth has seen those, by the way. Big 3 crosses outside of Bellevue Baptist Church, mega church that was just a ways from where I grew up. Yeah. That's how we brought in Y2K around here, was those things being illuminated. Bunch of shit, waste of electricity illuminating those things. Right off the I-40.
Just as biological evolution is the heart of modern biology, cosmic evolution is the heart of modern cosmology. Okay? Here it is. I want to get up to the part here. The father of the Big Bang, George Lemaitre, Catholic priest. Okay? Time, space, and matter all began with the Big Bang. Well, now, Paul, you said time and space is in a different
Kent will forever be nothing.
one than matter and energy. You want to call European Space Agency and tell them they're wrong, please? Huh? The universe grew in a fraction of a second. The universe grew smaller than a single atom to bigger than a galaxy. You do believe everything was in a dot smaller.
Yeah, Deviant brings up a good point. In the debate with Joe, Kent seriously said Joe wanted evolution to be true because he got tax cuts for it. Speaking of pot calling kettle, me thinking pot ought to check its spout. Yeah. I mean, you know, the way Kent talks about it, it's almost as if it's like the idea that the flat earthers have that we're all NASA shills and we all get paychecks from them for saying, nope, Earth's round. It's like, I wish I fucking got paid. $10 a month I'd be happy with. Just give me something if I'm saying, oh yeah, if I'm a shill. Please, fucking pay me. I'll shill for whatever. But no, I'm not a fucking shill. We're not getting tax breaks or anything for fucking believing in the evolution religion. It's called accepting reality for what it is. Remember the time we debated Richard Dawkins and Christopher Hitchens at the same time? Hovind. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was so lovely. Yeah, I tried to look it up online, though, and I can't find it for some reason. So clearly it's all been scrubbed from the internet because of how badly Hovind defeated them. That's why. It can't be because it never happened, right? Did Kent flunk in science when he's this hateful towards it? I seriously, Kent is a prime example of how one can delude themselves. He believes this crap wholeheartedly. Even when he knows he's full of shit, he works around it. It's insane.
Than an atom. Again, write this down. Hovind will testify in court. This is stupid. Okay? Love you, Ken. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate it. Let's see. Universe grew from smaller than a single atom. You have to
Yes, Seth, you're going to be seeing that a lot.
imagine time, space, and matter all being there. And the Big Bang, where'd the energy come from to make it bang or explode or, rapidly expand?
ESA's not answering their phone. Shit, they're probably too busy with an Ariane 6 launch. You know, something important. Actually, shit, have there been any more Ariane 6 launches since the first one? No, we're gonna switch tabs. And look at that. That's a nice booster. That is a very nice booster. I mean, I loved Ariane 5, but the direct progression is awesome. Total launches 2. Oh, we had a partial failure in VA262, the maiden flight. Okay. Okay, so we have had 2 Ariane 6 launches. Okay. Okay, cool. I need to go check out that other launch. Like, I'm amazed I missed it, but must have been something going on.
Expand. Can you believe they're saying that? It wasn't an explosion. It was the distance between the particles are expanding. So if you get stopped for speeding, you could say, officer, I wasn't speeding. The distance between me and my hometown was expanding.
Which is not in any way, shape, or form even a good analogy. What, Kent? What? Kent not understanding relativity.
I was going 0. I was standing still. Try that. Yeah, try it. Okay. Universe grew. Yep. And it kept growing.
Remember, I have 6 earned PhDs. One of them is a theology degree as well.
Where's the new energy coming from to make it grow faster? Don't you know about them, laws, thermodynamics?
Hey, dark energy. You ever heard of it? It's calculated. The value's understood. It's something like 7.4 or 74 like meters per second squared over the size of the void area. So it creates like a really big value when it's a big empty space, but nothingness when it's a small empty space. Hence why, matter doesn't just rip apart.
Dynamics, everything's falling apart. The laws of motion. You guys don't get, you need to take some physics class.
Yeah, we get all of it. You're the one, you and your ilk are the ones who don't comprehend this shit at all. And that's fine, but don't try to tell the actual fucking scientists that they're wrong when you don't know jack diddly shit. You barely even know your Bible worth a damn, Hovind.
Okay, still expanding. Where was that dot and when was that dot? It was in Lenox, Alabama.
Now, technically speaking, I'm the kind of person who subscribes to every point in space is effectively the center of the universe, as it was all condensed down to a 0 point at some time. So it is not unreasonable to think of everywhere as the center of the universe and nowhere at the same time.
I don't know. Who would, that thing was heavy. Where? Man. You have to imagine time, space, matter moving faster than light. Yeah, I want to see that.
No, empty space moves faster than light. Nothing with a rest mass can travel faster than c. However, pure empty space, field points, those don't have rest mass. They're fundamental to reality. So those points can be relocated. It is a simple way of thinking about it. It's far more intricate than that, but that's a real dumbed down way that you should be able to grasp. You understand basic geometry, right?
More energy being added from where? Energy still being added? You really think it is science to believe the entire universe fit in a dot smaller than an atom?
You really think it is science that, some magical god poofed everything into existence from his space jizz? But reality in no way, shape, or form contorts to that. But you really think that's science, Hovind? Oh, no, wait, you just say you think it's religion, even though your religious organization is Creation Science Evangelism.
You think it's science to build your entire theory on an imaginary foundation? Is it smart to just imagine infinite amounts of energy being created out of nowhere? Stop and think. Energy, matter moving faster than light? You really believe that? You think the Himalaya mountains all fit in that dot, smaller than an atom? All 8 billion people in the world were in that dot, at least the molecules to make them.
No, Kent, there's lots of subatomic particles, but even at that stage, we have to go more fundamental than that. The potential field disruptions would have been what's there. This is you, again, not understanding emergent complexity. And as Tubian points out, energy can't be created or destroyed, so it didn't come from anywhere. Science, gent. Ding, ding, ding.
Yes, water can be compressed. Yeah. If you put two, where is that? What's the number? 3 million atmospheres. Right now, the atmosphere, air is pushing down 14.7 pounds per square inch at sea level. Take that times 3 million. That's the amount of pressure you have to squeeze water 7%.
Yeah, your point. That's water. We're not talking about water. We're talking about potential of reality.
You think all the oceans in the world are in that dot? it would take an enormous amount of energy to squeeze water just 7%. But you don't have any problem believing the whole Pacific Ocean was in there, do you? You guys are
Some old man says all of science is wrong. Film at 11.
insane. The whole Earth was in there. All the cows, all of them squished in. All the atoms to make the cows, they were in that dot. Yeah. The whole Earth was in there. Yeah. All the planets. The whole sun was in there. Yeah. All the stars. The stupid Big Bang Theory is a violation of common sense. It's a violation of science. It's dumb.
Understand the basics of geometry, right? I don't think he understands the basics of anything. Good point. I once again overestimated the Hovind.
Didn't happen. Stop teaching it. Thermodynamic laws, everything tends toward disorder. Nothing is better by itself. Go look in your bedroom closet. You'll see what I'm talking about. So anyway, other questions, Joseph? Crybaby. Let me get my headphones on.
Also, Kent, earlier, I don't appreciate you having a picture of my desk. All right? It's really rude.
Would you like to defend the Big Bang Theory for us, Crybaby? Tell us how that happened.
Now we get to the good part with the tech fails aplenty and Joseph and Kent being total pricks.
No, I'd rather discuss evolution. I'm not. Evolution to me is much more than cosmology. I'd rather talk about the theory of evolution.
Well, okay.
You know, Kent, one of the most
Shut him off, Joseph. Shut him off.
arguments in favor of the theory of evolution.
Joseph.
Shut him off. Shut him off. Joseph, shut him off. Joseph.
Crybaby. This is my show. You can do your own show. Are you then going to admit that the Big Bang Theory is not scientific and is unnecessary? You want to start with living things, I know, and I know the rant you're going to go off on. But are you willing to admit that you don't have a solid theory?
The abuser's language of admit, admit, admit. There's nothing to admit, Kent, and you're not going to gaslight people into admitting anything when there is no fault to admit, no flaw to admit.
Because you don't have a foundation to build it on. Would you admit that before you start your blabbering about evolution? Just yes or no.
We're talking about evolution, right? Why are you blocking me?
Well, because you interrupt. I told you to shut up for a second. Let me show you. Evolution
I want to talk about
is
the predictive power of evolution.
Right.
Kent, it's pretty rude to tell people to shut up. Why don't you shut up? It's the only thing if I ever debate this clown. I'm going to be a dick to him. Moderators be damned.
Just like put my slides back up, Joseph. Biological evolution is part of it, according to Lawrence Krauss.
Might be from my.
Okay.
Might be from.
If you don't think Big Bang is part of the evolution general theory, I'm sorry, you're way out of step. Okay.
Because Hovind declares what is and isn't science and the reality of things, rather than the people who actually study these subjects. You know, the scientists.
The theory of evolution. The theory of evolution is biology. And
you only
Tiktaalik is an example.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest. I think Kent would actually probably stroke out on camera in an active debate with me. I really think he would. I'm not trying to have an ego with it. I just think I am the line. That my lack of care, of being polite, of being nice, yet my prevalence, as small as it is in this community and in doing what I've decided to do the past year, it would reach the point where the man would probably make a Trump in his pants and stroke out. I don't want to necessarily do that to him, but, you know, it's not my job to monitor his health and blood pressure. He's the one doing this shit every day. I'm just reacting to it. He's the one who wants to debate everybody. If I was to debate him, he gets what he wants.
Okay. Go ahead, Joseph. You're saying Tiktaalik is an example of what?
So it was predicted that there'd be an intermediate organism between aquatic fish and terrestrial.
Yes, sir, Big Daddy Hovind, woo. Your little slave boy Joseph, ready to do your commands.
terrestrial amphibians, and it would be found in a particular area in a particular stratigraphic layer. So that's an example where evolution was used to make a prediction. The Bible, you can't make predictions from the Bible.
I sure can. The Bible says they will always bring forth after their kind. One of our cows is pregnant right now. I predict it.
See what I mean? He seems to always be on top of what animals are pregnant. He's really, really on the ball with that. But, you know, it has nothing to do with the allegations of his browser history. By the way, I said this last time, and I'll say it again because this is about the point where my internet crapped out. So we're almost in uncharted territory, but I had a comment on Gracious Crybaby's lamp right there. That is a nice fucking lamp. I just really like it. It'd go great with some of my typewriters.
Will produce a calf. Based on the Bible, all animals produce after their kind. I predict every baby born this year to any creature in the world will be recognizable as the same kind as the mother. That's a prediction. Go ahead, let him talk.
But you predicted that paper currency wouldn't be used as of 2024. We're still using paper currency, and that was a prediction you made on the Bible.
One at a time, one at a time. No, Kent, you're not getting your one at a time. This is one at a time. We are discussing you and predicting things. And yes, Seth, but if he did chicken out, I just call him chicken shit the entire time after the fact. It's not like I'd go off the rails immediately, but I'd give exactly what I get.
Based on the Bible.
One at a time, Joseph. You have to shut him off every time, I guess, okay? Because he won't shut up. I said, I don't know if you go back and watch the video.
You shut up, Kent. Also, Crybaby did or was it on Big Bad Mama's channel? One of the two channels that our friend here runs. They had uploaded a short compiling this moment with the actual comments Kent had made. You know, we come bring in receipts, Kent.
I said, look, I'm not claiming to be inspired of God. I said the goal is to eliminate paper currency. You need to look at the news here, Crybaby. In China.
Well, see, I'm talking in one of the actual debates, you know, on a third-party channel, like how Dan has suggested to host such. And I have a feeling Dan would just let things be what they are. Hovind, you know, gives, I give back.
They did just that. Just this last week, they seized all the bank accounts, shut down. There's no more currency. You have to have the Bitcoin or electronic. It's happening in China. Maybe it wasn't.
What? No.
2024, but you watch. It's going to happen. The
I just
Bible
paid
says
for
it'll
a cup
happen.
of coffee today with money.
Right. You're totally missing the point deliberately. Okay. I think the rest
No, he's not, Gent.
of the audience can see how dumb this is.
You also
One at a time. Joseph.
You also made a prediction.
Shut him off. Shut him off. Try, baby. One at a time. Okay. If you go back and listen, I did not say I know this is going to happen. I suspect that they're going to shut off paper currency, and you have to get a chip in your hand or a chip in your forehead.
Yeah, well, it didn't happen.
It's already happening in other countries. It's going to happen.
No, it's not.
Happen here.
No.
I don't know when. That has nothing to do with your theory of evolution, that everything's going to fit, that everything fit in a dot. And the Big Bang is.
Yeah, and we're not discussing that. You brought up your ability to predict things, and Crybaby moved over to your perpetual failure at predicting things.
Is an essential part of evolution.
That is how organic conversation works.
And you mentioned Tiktaalik, and now you're going off on another topic. We're not going to go with this. We're going to do one at a time. Tiktaalik, the fish that has little arms and then the fins, okay? They're claiming it's evidence for evolution. There are some still alive. It's because they have a fish with fins and a fish with and reptiles with legs, and we find one, wow, it's got part leg and then part fin. That is not proof it's intermediate between.
That's literally the exact thing you assholes ask for constantly, and then you just nut on it away, showing how dishonest you are. Prove your God, fuckface. Otherwise, drop dead.
Between the two, even if you find it in a layer that you predict to find it in. It could be found anywhere. Tiktaalik. They have these stupid charts. Tiktaalik fossils show how fish evolved into four-legged land.
Let the record show Seth is working and lurking. At least you're getting bank. At least you got that going on.
And dwelling mammals. More than 60 specimens of Tiktaalik have been
Could be Hovind. Could be bitching online every single day about the same shit for the rest of your life. How pathetic is this man? Seriously, on a scale of 1 to 10, how pathetic is the Hovind?
discovered. But the holotype remains the most complete and best described fossil. There are 60 different specimens of Tiktaalik. Let's see. And they're finding it's just simply a fish with unusual legs. There are some still alive. So no, that is not.
Why would a fish have legs, Kent? Why would a fish have legs?
Evidence for your religion. It's certainly not proof we all came from a dot of nothing or that the whole rest of the theory is true. Okay, one topic at a time. Shut him off after that topic, Joseph. Okay, go ahead. Get your own show and do whatever you want. This is
But then you'll just whine and bitch about it on your Whacking Atheist. Say this creationist crybaby, he's telling people about geology, talking about the layers, showing off strata. Nobody. The layers are all the same age. He's just a big dumb doo-doo head. Reminder, I still need to post the picture in Discord. One of the ones we got on the way back from the art protest showed a really good separation of layers that might actually be reasonably different strata versus different sedimentary layers. But I have talked with Big Bad Mama on a light bit about a few photos I had taken of some particular layers and gotten just some verification on what I had thought, but wanted to sort of touch base on about a bigger sedimentation event versus smaller ones and how fascinating it is when you see it. Seriously, if you ever come through the Nashville corridor, like south from Ohio through Kentucky, through Nashville and on over, a little ways, you see some real cool cuts in the rocks. Beautiful stuff.
my show. We're taking one topic at a time. Go ahead. What's your next topic?
But we're talking about the predictive power. We're talking about the predictive power of evolution versus the predictive power of the Bible. So here's another prediction from evolution. They've also predicted that.
Hang on.
Here's a reminder that, and I'm not even kidding, that I have a former North Korean currency. I say former because it's it's 2006 era currency, pre-2006, before they reevaluated stuff. But I have old North Korean money. Uncirculated bills.
Crybaby.
He's got a small delay, Doc.
Okay. Crybaby. I just answered the Tiktaalik one. You did not have any predictive power about Tiktaalik. There are some still alive. Okay? It's not an intermediate fossil. It's a fish that's still alive. Is a tricycle intermediate between a bicycle and a car? No. It's designed.
Yeah, and we know that because we know they're artificial. Stop comparing artificial things to natural things. Otherwise, your entire analogy breaks down and the entire universe becomes artificial, Kent. It doesn't work. Also, no, there are no Tiktaalik alive, you dumb fuck.
Tiktaalik was designed to have little arms and then a fin. So scratch that one off. That is not evidence for evolution. It was not the predictive power.
Ken Hovind was designed to have a little dick and no balls.
The Bible is they'll bring forth after their kind.
You can show me that
every farmer in the
Tiktaalik is
history
still
of the
alive.
world.
Where's Tiktaalik?
They sure can. Let's
Where's
stick on that
Tiktaalik
topic. I'll tell you
now,
what, for tomorrow night, in the ocean where they live. And an example of a creature going extinct,
Tiktaalik was
if
a
it did go
freshwater
extinct.
amphibian.
In the ocean where they live. Tiktaalik was a freshwater amphibian.
You know that.
Just as much as you know they're alive, obviously.
You know that for sure?
Oh yeah, they know. You can tell from the geology and from the unit that it was freshwater because there are other fossils in that unit that also point to a freshwater origin. So
that unit that means the geologic column.
That right. There was another prediction made that one of the chromosomes in fusion of two found in chimpanzees, that was another prediction that was made. That's the human chromosome fusion site.
Okay, shut him off, Joseph. Only way to get him
my
quiet.
point is that
Chromosome 2. Is this evidence for evolution?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Chromosome 2. One chromosome in anybody's DNA code, any animal's DNA code, is more complicated than the entire internet of the entire world.
You just make this shit up. That sounds like it's complicated. The internet isn't that complex. It's intricate, but it's not that complex, Kent.
Chromosomes are incredibly complex.
You know, define complexity. Chromosomes are pretty goddamn simple. They're just really fucking long.
Humans, let's see, chimpanzees, 24 chromosomes, humans, 23. So they're saying there's a fusion of the chromosome. We're going to take one topic at a time, crybaby. You need to get your own channel. You can preach whatever you want to preach, okay? So if you untangled and unwound one chromosome, it would be 6 feet long.
Yeah, I agree. So I mean, people can do what they want, and I've definitely learned stuff from people like AJ, debating Kent, like Aaron's discussion with him, all that, and I learned stuff from like Christian's Crybaby popping in on the live calls and stuff. There's definitely stuff to learn, but Kent itself, it really is just a matter of trolling them. And I think Creationist Crybaby / Big Bad Mama have a very elegant way of trolling by being very just matter of fact. Like, here's the facts. Here's the stuff I know because I'm an expert on these things.
This is all squished in with 22 more in a human cell, and you have 100 trillion cells in your body. All the chromosomes, if it was unwound and stretched out, would go across the solar system twice. That's all the DNA from one person across the solar system twice. And you want me to believe, and you want me to others to believe, that this happened by chance. Nobody did it. This is insane. Insane. There are 23 genes associated with various.
Yep. Hovind's the man who changes the topic all the time. I'm a right-wing Tiktaalik eating Baptist. Hovind. Got him.
Hair disorders. Chromosome as the gene. The gene is a section of a chromosome, okay? If you unwound it, it would go around the world, let's see, a bunch of times, okay? So, chromosome 2, I've got stuff on that right here. Take one topic at a time. You're saying there's predictive power. The fact that apes have 24 chromosomes and man has 23, and one of ours looks like it's fused, it's like saying there's a computer code that has merged Microsoft PowerPoint with Microsoft Word. They blended them together.
No, that's not how any of that works, Kent.
They probably both use the same spell check, okay? This is not evidence of evolution. I don't know why you're so desperate to defend this theory. Is there some reason you don't want there to be a God in your life? Because he might, say, don't do that. I don't know. Okay, let him talk. One topic at a time. Which one do you want?
Kent, this is an open mic. This is an open mic. Why are you so defensive?
Yeah.
I haven't been monopolizing the conversation, and you keep blocking me.
Okay.
It's
right,
frustrating.
Because you want to go one topic
I'm
after
here to have
time.
a conversation
Yeah, good.
with
I
you.
go on a frustration. Shut it off. No, shut it off. Okay.
I had to step away for a split second there, but I imagine I didn't miss anything of value other than Kent being a belligerent prick, because I came back just as Cece was trying to say, I'm just trying to have a conversation with you. Yeah, Kent can't have an organic conversation. It's incredible.
You guys call it the Gish Gallop, take on 20 topics at a time. I want to answer one at a time.
I'm just going to get going.
I've let you on
Thanks,
my program
Kent.
now
Take
for about
care.
8
I'll see you
minutes.
next time. Bye.
I'm just going to get going. You're not worth it anymore. You got your panties in a twist, Kent. Get them right out of your asshole. Just get them right out of there, fucker. All up it. Just fucking hell, Kent.
Yeah, and I'll answer the questions one at a time. The geologic column does not exist anywhere. The Big Bang is part of your evolution theory. It has to be. You want to skip that, and I know why. You want to start with time, space, matter. You want to start with living things, and then talk about evolution. You guys don't. You don't get it. It is essential that you cover those things. What evolved? How did life get started? It's a fairy tale. Well, if a princess in a castle far away had billions of dollars, well, stop. Where'd you get the billions of dollars? Where'd you get the princess? Where'd you get the castle?
No, there was nothing. And then this god was just hanging out and decided to make, hang on, Kent. Where'd you get the god? Hey, you can't start with the god. You got to explain the god, you fucking moron.
You want to skip all that. It's a fairy tale. Evolution's a fairy tale for grown-ups. You think...
Crybaby's a gaslighter. Do you see that? Hang on, let me move this down. Wow, Crybaby is a gaslighter. Fuck you. The only gaslighter here is Hovind, you dumb shits. God, y'all all got Kent so far up your own asses. Also, the chromosome fusion is fascinating. I was actually looking into that because I was doing research on the possibility of human-chimpanzee hybridization and seeing that it is very, very unlikely that anything remotely you could fertilize, but that's about with modifications, but that's about as far as you could go. And it was mainly on the idea of splitting chromosome 2 into its two component parts um, at the zygotic or the gamete level. And yeah, it wouldn't work out very well, but technically you might be able to get something to fertilize, which would still be enough to sort of show fuck you to Hovind's specially created idea. That being said, the ethical constraint problems are indescribable with that. But the chromosome fusion is fascinating since it really is a big, big piece of evidence on common descent because it's such a particular oddity with such particular hallmarks around it.
Tiktaalik is evidence for evolution. I will cover that in more detail tomorrow night. If I recall, I got a lot of visitors here. But Tiktaalik, I'm telling you, they've found them still alive, the lobe-finned fish, okay? And you say human chromosome 2 is evidence for evolution because it corresponds to human chimpanzee chromosomes 12 and 13. They say there was a fusion there. You don't know.
Yeah. If it was specially created, it shouldn't match like that.
Know any such thing. Nobody could prove it's a fusion. It might have been.
Yeah, Kent. There are literally telomeres binding. In the middle is where chromosomes normally end, and it's fused. It's a fucking fused chromosome, Kent. It is like you took two. I'm going to do a Kent Hovind style analogy. 53-foot semi-trailers? It's like you took one of those, butted it up against another one, and welded the sons of bitches together. Doors and all still there. And then, years later, someone else came and looked at it and was like, what the hell is this? Oh, it looks like two of these things fused together. And you're coming around and saying, nuh-uh, you don't know that. Yeah, Kent, it fucking is.
Been designed exactly like that. Recent evidence is presented that refutes the claim that human chromosome 2 is a fusion site, located 1,300 bases away from a major gene databank.
Yeah, this sums it up, Rogue. Kent's goons are so fervently up his ass they can tickle his kidneys. That's if he had one. Russian scientist who tried but didn't succeed. Yeah, there's always some crazy Russian or Soviet scientist who tried this stuff. It's kind of horrific. Yeah. It's the ethical concerns are fucking crazy on the hybridization. But I looked at the time span. It's further back that humans and chimpanzees ancestors would have split. It's a lot closer of a time period for the whole mule donkeys and horses. So the zygotes are still more compatible, or the gametes are still more compatible, hence that capability. So it seems, depending on stuff, you get a couple of million years where crossbreeding is still capable, and then after that, it's kind of SOL. Humans, it was about 6 million years ago, split from our ancestors branching off the chimps. So, yeah.
Institute for Creation Research released a rebuttal of this on their website.
Wow, ICR. I totally trust them. They're not a biased propaganda mill.
Stating that chromosome 2 never fused in the first place. That the alleged fusion.
Oh yeah, these two trailers were never welded together. It was just like that.
Fusion site isn't actually a fusion site. Human chromosome 2 fusion never happened. Jeffrey Tompkins, read that article. 5 years ago? Okay.
Actually, to write an article, God doesn't exist, and boom, that automatically makes it true, Kent. So someone wrote an article, you got to believe it. Remember, Kent, we've got the oval-shaped box of rocks. Remember from the whole anchor storm thing about Noah? I keep forgetting names because I'm terrible with names. But one of our friends in the community regularly posts what they find in scrolls in the oval-shaped box of rocks, and every one of those comes true. So I'm gonna write an article, print out, put it in the oval-shaped box of rocks that we have that clearly proves anything we want because you use it to prove that Noah's Ark existed. And we're going to pull out of that my article. And that's going to prove your God doesn't exist. Got him.
You don't know that the two chromosomes are together. The fact that there are similar lines of code in humans and chimpanzees is evidence that we both have to do similar things. I bet there's millions of
Fiberglass, Hovind. Good Lord.
lines of code to tell the human to flex their fingers. Tighten the flexors, relax the extenders. Okay? Then the monkeys, they may have to do the same thing. They have the same duty to perform, grabbing things with their hands. So I would be willing to bet they have similar lines of code because they have the same creator.
Yeah. Kind of like aircraft, Kent, how we have, propeller systems and we have turbojets, we have turboprops, we have, what else? Turbo shaft systems like helicopter rotors, turbo fans, where a turbojet powers a big ducted fan system. Standard ducted fans. Oh yeah, but no, because that's all designed, but they're drastically different. Some more related than others and clear descendants of others. But they're not all fucking identical, which is what you'd expect with design and engineering, that things would be different. It wouldn't be the exact same stuff constantly readapted. Is your God that pathetic they can only imagine one way of doing things and have to stretch and distort it out for every creature? It's fucking stupid, Kent.
Not the same ancestor. It's the same designer. I bet Chevy and Ford have the same lines of code in production of some of their vehicles. Build the frame first. Okay, I bet they build the frame before they put the windshield in. It's common sense. But you guys, you want to cover 8 or 10 topics, one at a time. The Big Bang is part of evolution. I'll stand by my ground. The Tiktaalik is not a missing link. You said they found it in a certain group. You're stuck with the idea of the geologic column, which does not exist. That group of rock they found it in.
Whoa. One topic at a time, Kent. One topic at a time. Now you're talking about the geologic column. You can't talk about the geologic column. You were talking about flexors and extenders and design earlier. You can't move on to paleontology because you're talking one topic at a time. You were talking biology, Kent. So you can't fucking do that by your own rules, you dumb shit.
They predicted it. I predicted that the Bible says all animals will bring forth after their kind. That is a prediction that's already been proven trillions of times. Your parents proved it when they produced you. I bet your mom and dad were human. I bet you $5. I bet your grandparents were. I bet all
define human, Kent.
Anybody's ever seen is they produce after their kind. It is a very legitimate prediction, proven right, over and over, and it's proven wrong that they produce something other than their kind. But you guys got these silly charts.
He's so fucking pissy. And yes, so Chevy and Ford use the same code. I'll give the benefit of the doubt that the assembly line instructions is what he's referring to, but he's just completely fucking off it.
That all life forms are related, and an amoeba.
Remember, we live in a world that recently lost Ozzy Osbourne, yet somehow Kent Hovind gets to still exist.
Somehow magically was able to produce a whale eventually over billions of generations. I predict this is stupid, and it's never been observed. Okay, one more topic. Learn to behave. One topic at a time. What else? He's gone. Okay. Human chromosome 2. The evolutionary solution proposes that an end-to-end fusion of 2 small ape-like chromosomes produced human chromosome.
Small ape-like chromosome? What the fuck does that even mean? They are ape chromosomes. We're apes. Chimps are apes. The fuck? Were the chromosomes going in the trees? Is that what you mean? God, you're fucking stupid.
The concept of fusion came about in 1982.
Whoa! Is it just me, or did the audio just spit left and right channel repeatedly? Holy shit.
When scientific solution proposes that an end-to-end fusion of 2 small ape-like chromosomes produced human chromosome. The concept of fusion came about in 1982.
Okay, so it was either just me or just that particular instance of me pressing play, because that was wild.
When scientists examined the similarities of human and ape chromosomes. While the technique was somewhat crude, it was enough to get the idea going. The first actual DNA signature of a possible fusion event was discovered in 1991 on human chromosome 2. They found a small, muddled cluster of telomere-like end sequences that vaguely resembled a possible fusion. Telomeres are a 6-base sequence of the DNA letters T, T, A, G, 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 repeated over and over at the ends of the chromosomes.
Yeah, seems a little funny that those would be there. Now, doesn't it, Kent? And again, you can't claim this is junk DNA or otherwise a mistake or something, because there is no junk DNA according to creationists.
The fusion signature was somewhat of an enigma, based on the real fusions that actually occur in nature. All documented fusions in living animals involved a specific type of sequence called satellite DNA. We could go all day on this if you'd like. But see, what you're going to want to do is you're going to make a claim that chromosome 2 fusion site is evidence for evolution and go on to another one. Not on my channel. You're not going to do that. Okay? Chromosome 2 is not evidence for evolution. Okay? Another problem is the small size of the fusion site.
Matt Powell also has an inflatable banana in his backyard that he makes love to every night called Professor Peel.
Only 798 DNA letters. Telomere
DNA isn't letters, you fuckwit.
sequence at the end are 5,000 to 15,000 bases long. If 2 chromosomes had fused, you would see a fused telomere signature of 10,000 to 30,000, not 798.
Yeah, how about you talk to the people who actually did the research on this and have them explain it to you?
Now, somebody told you human chromosome 2 is evidence for evolution. You lapped it up because you want evidence for evolution. You want it bad for whatever reason.
Listen to this guy. Holy shit, how pathetic are you? No, Kent, that is simply facts. The scientists are understanding reality. You are crying because your myth is being shoved into a corner, inevitably to be finally thrown in the trash where it fucking belongs. Cry some more, old man. Cry some more.
Okay, you don't want God to be the creator of the universe. Not only is the small size a problem, the signature doesn't really represent a clear-cut fusion of telomeres. They have 798 base fusion site with a 6-base DNA letter, intact telomere sequences emphasized in bold print. When the fusion sequence is compared to that of a pristine fusion signature, it's only 70% identical. Secular researchers have pointed this out, this discrepancy, and have labeled the fusion site as significantly degenerate. Given the standard theoretical model, it should be 89 to 90% identical, not 70%. Research described this discovery, head-to-head arrays of repeated at the fusion site have degenerated significantly, 14%. There's plenty of information on this if you really want the truth. Human chromosome 2 is not evidence for evolution.
Except it totally is, Kent. Because this is all you can do is poo-poo random individual things that you and your cronies have made up excuses for and decided to agree, oh, that sounds good enough.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it is not. You can believe it is if you'd like, but it's not. And there's plenty, it's already been debunked years ago. Go to ICR.org, they have great articles about this.
They're a propaganda mill and a piece of shit, bunch of fucking liars whose own shit has been debunked countless times. But, you know, what do I know, Kent? I'm just some guy who's been interested in science his entire life. I didn't spend, my time since 1990 being some kind of shitty cult preacher.
If you care to know the truth,
I was too busy renting Super Mario Brothers 3 from Blockbuster and getting a pack of combos. You know those little pretzel things? I get the cheese ones and eat Super Mario Brothers 3 and eat them while playing Super Mario Brothers 3. I did not eat Super Mario Brothers 3. You ate the fucking cartridge, man. No, I eat those and play. Good memories from childhood. Good memories. Why I didn't have my own copy of Mario 3? Don't know.
Unraveling the chromosome 2 connection. Upon closer examination, the popular argument quickly comes undone. This is on Answers to Genesis website.
Oh, Answers to Genesis? That sounds like a debunking site. You mean answers in Genesis? AIG, the people behind the Ark Encounter and the like. The people who didn't want you coming to the protest, which may or may not be part of why you didn't show up. You were specifically told by AIG to not come. Yeah.
They're starting with an incredibly complex DNA code. They don't want to explain how it got there.
Except we do, and you just poo-poo it away.
But it fused, okay? There's a loss of information, not a gain, when it
Irrelevant concepts.
fused. It's been proven that it's not a fusion site.
Except it is a fusion site.
It functions as it is, and it appears to be designed as it is.
Oh, functions as an area where nothing happens and is just clearly designed because you think everything's fucking designed, which means nothing's designed because you can't have artificiality without nature and vice versa.
It works. So you can believe whatever you want. And I know you want badly to believe it, but it's not true.
And look at how fucking red he is. He's red as his goddamn shirt. And remember, this is just a Thursday video. We're not at his stream today, which is, if he hadn't started it now, is going to be starting soon. So we've still got more Hovind to deal with, and we still got like 20-some minutes of this shit.
Okay? I should do a whole program just on chromosome 2 and the fusion site. But that would lose all the fourth graders who are thinking, what is all this about? I want to reach the kids like you guys
Yeah, we know you do.
use dinosaurs to reach the kids.
And the piece of shit says it himself. I mean, what else? What else can you do? You're really reaching kids talking about animal penises and arguing and bitching with people constantly, just being a little prick. Yeah, kids really love seeing an old man just be a bitter piece of shit.
It's degenerated, okay? It's located inside a gene. It is an important genetic switch called a promoter inside the long non-coding RNA gene. So Jeffrey Thompson said, DNA sequences are not accidents of evolution, but purposely and intelligently designed functional code. So stop using Tiktaalik, stop trying to get around the Big Bang being part of your theory, and stop claiming that human chromosome 2 is evidence for your religion. It is not. Pick a new one, come back tomorrow, okay? Any more, Joseph?
Yeah, a few more questions. And Pluto's in there.
You preach.
I use the same code from Super Mario Brothers to make Super Mario Brothers 3. Well, there's 6502 core in the Rico processor that the NES uses for its CPU and the variant made for the PPU. So yeah, they use some of the same code. There's not too much similar with Mario 3 and Super Mario Brothers, honestly. Reach the kids at Walmart. Yep, exactly. We're to get the idea that DNA stretches around the solar system, so it needs a column on that. They do. I don't know where he pulled it out of his ass, but yeah. He sounds like those kids who just make up shit all the time. The ones we all grew up with who made up random shit. I may or may not have been one of those sometimes. Yeah, just want attention. That line, I want to believe. Talk about oxymoron, emphasis on the moron. Yeah.
Strategic churches. Kyle, I did that, or K-Y-I, whatever. I did that for years, okay? I've really put in my time, okay? I have 14 million miles on all the airlines. I don't anymore. I can do it by Skype or by Zoom. I'll come into your church tomorrow.
No, you can't do it by Skype, you dumb fuck. Skype doesn't exist anymore. Get with the times, old man.
Oh, okay, Sunday. But I can reach more people sitting right here. And we have thousands of people coming to visit our Dinosaur Adventureland. I'm 72. I'm not really retired. Am I, Joseph?
No.
Okay, but
Nope, there's another R word that describes you.
I don't to answer your question, I don't travel much anymore. I just can't. It's can't think of the coelacanth. That's what yes, I'm Tiktaalik. The coelacanth, okay? Yes, correct.
Hey, Nino Savant. Nice to see ya.
Crybaby blast out 20 different topics, try and look smart, and then say Doc didn't answer this. That's what he's going to do. You didn't answer my question. You asked 20 questions. I'll answer them one at a time. Yes, I answered all of them, okay? Nick, hope you and the crew are doing well. My question is, if Mr. Chimp eats bananas, do cows eat biotic meat soup? Wow.
Wow, that's fucking stupid.
I'd have to, that's a tough one. I don't know. Okay.
Pluto's in here. What's up, Pluto?
Okay, depends if you can behave and do one topic at a time, sure.
Hello, Kent.
Hey, there's our friend. How you doing? Good to see you, Tyler.
Yes, sir.
I looked in ICR.org and AIG and several others. I couldn't find anything defending the contradiction between Matthew and Luke, between the birth narrative.
Okay, hold on. Stop. Are you agreeing then that the first two contradictions I did cover are not contradictions?
Yeah, Hovind evolved balls on his chin. He's like Butters.
There is no contradiction in Genesis 1 and Genesis 2. I answered that carefully. Would you agree on that topic?
Yeah. Travel restrictions related to legal issues. I'm in that camp too.
That's not a contradiction. And would you stop using that one?
I didn't use that one. I don't know about that one.
Okay, would you help me then get other atheist sites? They're still using it. Emma Thorne says there's a contradiction between chapter 1 and chapter 2, and there isn't. And the answer from AIG and ICR about the, Joseph, do you have that slide? You called it up the other day about the genealogy differences. The Bible says, beware of endless genealogies which men perplex.
Right. Right. This wasn't about the genealogy. This was about the birth.
About when Jesus was born? Yeah.
Yes. Matthew says during the reign of King Herod, who died in 4 BC. Luke says Mary was pregnant during the census of Quirinius, which happened in 6 AD. And those two events are 2 years apart.
Yeah. Which one is it, Kent? That's like a 12-year range. 11 years. Some number of years.
Yeah, I apologize. I promised you I would get to that. I did start researching that. I found a bunch of good stuff. I didn't have time. We got visitors coming from all the time. So you're on my list. I will get to it. I won't promise when, but it's on my list. Now, is that enough to make you reject the whole Bible?
It's enough to make me.
Can't you yourself have said that if you can find one thing wrong with the evolution religion, then the whole thing is wrong? Then by your own logic that yes, any one single thing would be enough to reject the Bible, but it goes much deeper than that. Those are just fine examples of how your claim that the Bible is perfect is complete bullshit.
We believe that the Bible is not inerrant.
I'll work on that. I don't have the answer tonight. I know that answer on ICR. Tell me what you found on ICR, because they answered that. Why don't you like their answer?
I didn't find anything on that
Rogue, we don't properly know. That is just the rumor right now.
particular subject. They talked about maybe the genealogies and so forth.
Let me explain one thing. Hang on.
But I didn't bring that up.
No, he's scoping Walmart for wife number 5. He's taking that one, Bible passage when the other civilization gets eradicated and the rules about who to keep. He's taking that one to heart. He's a very biblical man, don't you know, Kent Hovind?
Okay, let me explain one thing to you. The Matthew account talks about the shepherds coming to see Jesus. That was when he was in Bethlehem. The Luke account talks about the wise men coming when he was already a young child. He was 2 years old. He was 2 years old when the wise men came, and because Herod killed all the babies 2 and under from the time he got from the wise men. These are not the same accounts at all. The Matthew account is about the birth, and only the shepherds were there at his birth. The Luke account is when he was 2 years old. Read the story. He was a young child. Luke, it said Joseph took the young child and his mother to flee. So as far as who's doing the census and all that, I didn't get that worked out yet. But there's no contradiction that I saw. But I'll work on that. Anything else? Any other topic?
You were talking about the Big Bang earlier. What is
He will do no work on that.
your specific problem with the Big Bang? The Big Bang just says the universe was once in a hot, dense state. It has since expanded into its present cool and sparse state. And we see the redshift, which gave the idea that the universe was expanding. And if it wasn't once, if it is expanding, then it means things were once closer together. What problem do you have with that? And why couldn't God?
Just cut him off, and then we have silent Hovind. I love it when the Hovind videos have no audio. Don't you? Wonderful to be for another minute. As Hovind shows how he beats women. Now he smacks them. Then now he shoves a thumb up his own ass to celebrate. And then he gets ready to lay the pimp snack on him, but he can't do it because he's incompetent. And so then he tells them to leave, and then he's going to blackmail them. So he threatens them with a knife, and then he threatens where he's going to slit them. And Hovind's just a horrible person. See, I mean, I'm just lip reading here. He's telling the story.
We see.
Damn, now we got his actual voice again. Another like solid minute of such. But Hovind was showing us all about how horrible he is to people. Allegedly. I've heard that if you read between the lines, read his lips, that's what you actually get. I'm not saying anything myself. Just, that's what people say.
Stars are producing a red shift, which almost certainly.
Hey, one topic at a time, Kent.
I'll say almost certainly believes the stars are moving away. That's it. End of evidence. The stars are probably moving away. I don't argue with that at all. However, let me share with you something here.
No, Kent, keep your pants on.
Because I cover this on my video number 7 about the red shift. There we go. Alt-DV, let me call it up here. Red shift. I got 50,000 slides. Okay. Okay, is it on that page?
Wow, no one cares how many slides you have, Kent.
Page or this one? Red shift. Here we go. Red shift. We see the lines in when they look through at a star through a spectroscope, it divides up the colors like a rainbow in red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Okay. So they map the red shift. I would agree. We can go through all the technical if you want on this. An increase in wavelength, red shift. It probably indicates the stars are moving away. No question, in my mind. The red shifts, they start to estimate distance. Based on the red shift. Now that's quite a stretch, I believe, okay? 17 times in the Bible it says God stretched out the heavens. That ought to be enough. He stretched him out, he stretched him out, he stretched him out, he stretched him out. It's in there 17 times, okay? Here's all the references here. So instead of claiming like you want to claim, the star is moving away. I agree. Therefore, it was all together in a dot. That's not common sense. God made the earth first in the Bible, and then he made the stars, and he stretched them out into place. What's wrong with that explanation? Is your only one you will accept is it had to all come together into a dot? How are you going to squeeze that matter into a dot? So instead of asking, how did the light from the star got here 17 billion light years away? The question is, how did the star get from here to there? He stretched out the heavens. The red shift could be interpreted either way.
God damn it. The original text refers to it like a sheet, like he draped it over the world.
But you guys want to say, oh, it went infinitely back in time into a dot squished smaller than a period. That's not science. That's a religion.
God damn it. Yeah, it was me. I don't even know what I said a second ago.
Go ahead. Let him talk again now, because I think I thoroughly answered that. We do see a red shift. I agree. It is not evidence for the Big Bang. Go ahead.
Well, when Alfred, Hermer, and Gamow made the prediction that if it was once in a hot dense state, that there should be leftover radiation, the CMBR.
Right.
And they not only predicted the CMBR, but they predicted its properties, its temperature, its peak wavelengths, its isotropy.
Okay, one at a time. Hold on. Stop.
No, Kent. You can't do the one at a time. These are all facets of the same thing.
That's just setting it up.
I know, but listen, I predict, based on the Bible teaching that God made the earth first and then the stars and stretched them, we would get this.
You know what's funny, Kent, is that up until relatively recently, no one at all interpreted it that way. Almost as if you're adapting your book to what the actual science says, because for the longest time, everyone believed in steady state.
Same cosmic background radiation. It wouldn't affect a thing. It could still happen exactly as the Bible says. God made earth, then stars, then stretched them out. It doesn't prove the Big Bang. Go ahead.
And then when the Kobe satellite went up, that was like over 40 years later, and that happened, they actually got the data, the readings from the CMBR, and it matched the predictions very, very accurately. And when they made those predictions, the math used to do it, you cannot fit the math into a 6,000 year time frame. And you would
Yep, it just doesn't work. And just the data alone from WMAP and the Kobe satellite combined together, just beautiful. Beautiful image of what everything was actually like 370,000 years after inflation began. Recombination epoch, my favorite point in history.
have to explain why the data precisely matches the prediction when they presume that it was happened over billions of years and not thousands of years.
All right. Well, I think the mass, the MASS, not the math, the mass would not fit in a dot smaller than an atom either.
That's great because energy has no concentration limitations.
I predict you will not.
It wouldn't have been mass. It would have been energy, pure energy at that.
Okay, so
at that
is
point.
it,
Mass
Yep. Whoa. Whoa, what'd Restream do?
could not exist.
There we go. Whoa. Yeah, I was trying to pause there for a second. It just goes like loading. Yeah, Kent. I forget what I was gonna say. We'll just let our friend here continue kicking Hovind's ass.
It wouldn't have been mass. It would have been energy, pure energy at that.
okay, so
at that
is
point.
it,
Mass could not exist at that temperature and that density.
Yeah, you would have only had energy. You're not going to have things cool enough to form baryonic matter. It just doesn't work that way. The Higgs field cannot stabilize at those temperatures. The maximum temperature of reality. Yep. Crazy, but that's how it goes. Millions of people living as foes. It's funny. Crazy Train is just as potent now as it was in that early reheating, that 80s reheating, early 80s reheating, I should say, of the Cold War, where the detente policies of the 70s had given way back to more aggression, which is weird given that we were entering the Gorbachev era. But we could discuss Soviet history another time in the Cold War. And the line "heirs of the Cold War" is what we all are. And everything we've got going on is a direct result of the Cold War. So we're living the legacy of something that ended 35 years ago.
so you're claiming that this dot smaller than an atom contained all the energy in the universe, in the history of the universe, because the stars have all been burning up a whole lot of energy for
Stars don't burn, you dumbass.
a long time. All that energy was in that dot. How hot was that dot? Can you give me a temperature in Kelvin, centigrade, or
Planck temperature. Next.
Celsius, or Fahrenheit?
It would probably be like a Planck temperature.
Hey!
So, which is the hottest you can get before the physics break down. But
Right.
but
It's so nice when I go on my little rants and then I hear someone else say the same thing I said. And I'm like, am I vindicated? Do I actually know that I have a clue here? Feels so nice.
But you would have, if you think, well, it could not fit in such a small space, then you're going to have to give me the physics and the math that supports it.
Well, Claude, he doesn't always mute when he's losing, because if he did, you would never hear anyone but Hovind talk, because Hovind loses by existing.
Would prevent, because in theory you can take an enormous amount of energy and put it into an extremely small space, and we've seen it happen with the Hadron Collider.
Right. Okay, you're making a claim. I don't have to prove any of that. The burden of proof is
Yes, you do, Kent, because you're trying to say that your God did something. You need to prove your God, prove your holy book, prove the entire thing before it's even worth considering. However, all the different scientific fields that all show that your magic book of bullshit is a magic book of bullshit are, insofar as one could say colloquially, proven.
on you to prove it happened. We see stars giving a red shift. That is the end of the facts. It can be interpreted, it's just like God said, he's going to stretch out the heavens. He said he would, and he did. And I think we could get, I think if ICR, the physicist there, I forget his name now, I think he wrote an article on that. I'll look at that when I get time. But so you are so determined, you want to believe this evolution theory. Do you believe you're related to a strawberry like Dave? You have an ancestor with a strawberry?
Well, this Big Bang is not evolution, but yeah, we have a common ancestor, all living things.
Deviant, I should do that. When is August 6th? That is Wednesday. Not this Wednesday, but the next Wednesday. I could see if I could do something.
Okay, so for the record, Pluto believes that he and all other humans, I'm assuming, are related to a strawberry, and they have a common.
Yeah, for context, what's written on screen is the calculation for the Planck temperature. 1.417 times 10 to the 32nd Kelvin. Yeah, it's really fucking hot.
An ancestor.
We are both eukaryotes. Strawberries are not animals.
Are you related? Do you have a common ancestor with a strawberry? Just a yes or no.
Yeah, that common ancestor would have been neither animal nor plant. It would have been a eukaryote of some sort.
Very early eukaryote.
Right. Okay, what other topic you want to cover?
You bring up.
So you're just done, Kent? did you just give up? What other topic you want to cover?
You brought it up tonight about all the dirt being the same age.
Right.
This is surprising since you taught earth science for 15 years, but if this is the easy thing to look up. Where does how's new dirt made, or new soil, weathering of rock, and the decaying of organic matter. New dirt, or soil is being created all the time. And as far as it coming from outer space, there is actually 40,000 tons of dust and debris that falls to Earth every day. That's going to be like 14,600,000 tons per year.
Okay,
And over.
Slow down. So are you claiming that the layers are coming from outer
Hovind's brain operates at absolute zero.
space?
Not all of it, but over 10,000 years, that's 1.46 tons times 10 to the 11th power. That's a huge number.
Big number, no question.
Big number. So some of it is, some of the layers are made of what? Like limestone. This comes from marine creatures. Some of it is volcanic ash. Volcanoes still go off, and a lot of it is the dust that's created. So
okay, now hold on, slow down.
New layers are being created all the time. New soil is being created all the time.
Let me talk for a second. When a volcano erupts and produces a layer of ash, it's not creating new material. It is recycling stuff the Earth already had. It's not adding anything new. It's recycling, isn't it coming from underneath, burning it, throwing out ash and settling down again. It's the same material, recycled. It's not creating new material. Okay.
Yeah, we date the layers. We date the layers by when they were laid down. If you want to look at it that way, all the atoms or the energy that makes up those atoms is all the same age. That doesn't mean that you and I are the same age.
Right. So the geologic column you are claiming, for the record here tonight, is the layers are different ages. Have you gotten into the problem of petrified trees that are standing up running through all these layers? Are those, would you agree that the layers that are connected by the trees, at least, all those layers are the same age?
Those are in the same strata. First of all, those aren't trees, those are lycopods. They grew to be over 100 feet tall. What we're seeing is,
man, just killing it today. Oh, so damn good. So damn good.
What was covered at the very base, this was, this has been known for over 100 years.
Stop. Shut him off. Listen.
Shut him off, because he's fucking owning you, Kent. you are completely dominated by Pluto pilot here. Tyler just kicking ass, taking names.
You can claim they're lycopods. One of the managers of the coal mine
It's not a claim, they are lycopods.
up in Birmingham, here's his contact info, manages digging out the coal up there in Birmingham. They find petrified trees that are not lycopods, different kinds of trees. We got a section in our museum that still has the bark on it. You can claim they're lycopods. It wouldn't matter if they were lycopods or grass or a banana. They're going through different layers. You cannot say the layers are different ages. The tree would rot. Thousands of these are found. Joggins, Nova Scotia has all kinds of them. In the coal mine in Birmingham, they're digging two seams of coal out called the Mary Lee and the Blue Creek. He said, Kent, we've got trees coming up through different layers. Tree with the letter H on it goes through the same center layer as letter A, which goes through the Blue Creek. How can you claim, I mean, that would be in any court of law, proof that those layers had to form rapidly. But you guys want to claim the Blue Creek formation of coal was a whole forest. The forest grew, got buried in a flood, pressed down to coal. Millions of years of layers took place for the next layer, and then a whole new forest had to grow to make the Mary Lee. There are 27 consecutive layers of coal in Wyoming, Yellowstone. 25 layers of forests, broken off roots. This was all deposited by the flood of Noah. It would make all these layers also with all kinds of busted trees and would probably sort them a little bit based upon the species of tree. I predict that some of the types of wood are more dense than other types of wood. I bet balsa weighs less than oak, for instance. Petrified tree.
He just goes on like this. I haven't had any commentary. Just letting him do his thing. Holy shit.
Bottom is coalified. The center is petrified, and the top is coalified in a different seam of coal. I know you want badly for these layers to be different ages. I know you do, because that's your Bible. I'm attacking your Bible. I'm destroying your religion.
No, you're not, Kent. You're just not.
I fully understand. The petrified trees running through all the layers are a clear indication they all formed rapidly. You can dream and wish and believe that it's a certain kind of tree that just only happens with lycopods. I've heard that story. In the first place, that's not true. Secondly, it wouldn't matter. It's still running through multiple layers. Why do you keep claiming these layers are millions of years different in age? Go ahead, let him talk again. One topic at a time. Stay on this one, please.
Well, we're talking
That's all any of us do. You're the one who gish gallops.
about strata, right? Strata contain thousands of layers. We're not talking about one layer being its own strata. You might have a strata of limestone, a strata of shale, and so forth. So we're not talking about one. The layers are very, very thin, right? And those trees or lycopods you'll see are in a particular strata.
Okay, so tell me how you get it going through two separate seams of coal. Same tree, two seams of coal with petrified wood in between. How did this happen?
You would have to direct me to where I could view that. I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. Or what
right on the screen. Bible.ca
No, but that doesn't surprise me in the least.
/tracks. Don Patton has done excellent research on petrified trees all over the place. They run through multiple layers. It's just a fact.
I'll have to look that up.
Okay, please do.
So, all right, I think that's enough for tonight.
All right.
I'm running out of battery.
Okay, sounds good. Ken Hovind, the greatest creationist of our time. I don't know about that. Stephen, thank you, brother.
One question, Doc, real quick.
One question real quick. You still lead the tours of Dinosaur Adventureland? I do, 3 or 4 every day. Do you plan on retiring and letting somebody else lead the tours? No. I'm going to die. They're going to bury me and then somebody can take over. I love giving the tours.
Amen.
Love it. Glenn.
Amen. God, you're so up Hovind's ass. And this person seriously being like, $5 tip for Joseph. Joseph fucking sucks. All right? Joseph's a piece of shit tech guy. I was gonna be nice to him for a bit and give him benefit of the doubt, but after the ARC protest and just the quality of this stuff, I'm like, fuck it. You suck, Joseph. No, don't like it? Want to debate me on your tech skills? Call 855 Big Dildo. No, seriously. Hit me at my email, which you should be able to find because it's publicly known, and plan something. We can have an open discussion on whether you are competent or not at all.
Official supporter, $5 tip for Joseph. He needs more than that, believe me.
$5, Doc.
I do. This place wouldn't make it with electronic stuff if it wasn't for Joseph. He's a royal blessing. Praise God. Thank you, Joseph. Okay. Not worth a raise, but you're really good, okay? All right. See you tomorrow night, same thing. We'll take questions. I'll try to get a hold of this coelacanth, Tiktaalik, okay? And put together slides. But listen, I got, 40 visitors here. I may be busy, so if I don't do it, don't hold me to it. I didn't say I would. I said I will try. And I didn't predict we won't have currency in 2024. I said I suspect. I didn't say the Lord's coming in 2028. When I was writing my book on end times, somebody said, when's it going to happen? I said, I don't know. If I had to guess, I'd say 2028 is a good guess because, and here's the following reasons, but it may not be. We'll see. Okay? Just be ready. Oh, you got to be ready. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Oh, good. I'm finally through with that garbage. One hell of a stupidly long fucking stream. Feel like he has petrified log in his pants. And fuck Joseph. All my homies hate Joseph. Yeah. Fuck Joseph so much. But all right. That was Hovind. I have some cleaning to continue around here. I know he would have just done or is doing his Sunday stream, so we'll come back to that here in a bit. I've also discovered some things that'll help me identify rocky material, which means I can identify some of the stuff that I pulled from the protest site at where the Ark Encounter protest happened. I took a whole bunch of rocks. Ambushed Apostate can verify that there were a fuck ton in the floorboard of the rental car. Because I grabbed a bunch of cool rocks. Because, yeah, these were interesting, and they're not from around here. And a couple of them had fossils. At least fossils I could see. I mean, I'm sure this big-ass thing right now probably has a fossil in it, but, I'm not about to crack it open to find out. So, yeah, coelacanth is a deep-sea fish, not related to Tiktaalik at all. Yeah, Hovind's dumb. All right, as always, thanks for stopping by. Y'all are awesome. We'll do the Hovind Sunday morning stream a little later. Glad we were able to knock this